The United States has long been known as a nation that will give foreign aid to any foreign country when needed, even to our detriment.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that, David.
But now, the Don, old number 47, has said, enough of that. Show me where the money's going.
Show me the money!
Let's talk about it. And welcome to another edition of Free Mind Thinkers. I am your man, Big Brother Tucker. I have by my side the one and only, the baby boy himself, Mr. Frosty.
We need more government cuts.
Completely agree. Completely agree. So, Frosty, you take the reins on this one. Tell us about U.S.A.I.D.
Okay. I've been looking at a few things about this organization, this agency, as they call it. And when you hear it, it's like, oh, it sounds so wonderful. Oh, U.S.A.I.D. It's like, oh, we're just doing all these wonderful things around the country. I mean, the world. You know, we're feeding the children.
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
We're giving medicine. But there's more to it than that.
But wait! There's more!
There is more than we realize. And it was created under Kennedy, if I remember correctly. But you know how things go. Bureaucracy grows more and more. They tend to have their own agendas over time.
Well, as Ronald Reagan said, there's nothing more permanent than temporary government assistance.
Exactly. So I'm going to touch upon this one video first, and to get us started.
Karen.
Do you know if Mr. Musk took the same oath that you and other senior advisors to the president took about adhering to the Constitution, following the law? Do you know if he took that oath?
I don't know the answer to that question, but like I told Caitlin, I can get back to you guys on that.
And do you know what expertise he has in the areas of global health or humanitarian aid to be able to assess what's happening at U.S.A.I.D.?
Well, first of all, Elon Musk is a once-in-a-generation business leader. He is an entrepreneur. He serves as a great ally and a friend to the president. And I think Elon Musk also has a little bit of common sense. And I think the American people really appreciate that when it comes to the federal government, because it seems like all common sense has been lost in this city. And that's what you see when you look at U.S.A.I.D. I know Secretary Rubio made some comments about how he will be acting as the director over that agency. And here's the reason why Elon Musk and others have been taking a look. Because if you look at the waste and abuse that has run through U.S.A.I.D. over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government.
What the hell is even that?
She just didn't come to tell you with words. She brought the receipts. And that was beautiful.
I was trying to find that list. I couldn't find it at this very moment of recording, but there was more she didn't say. And they said, oh my God, that's just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the tip of the iceberg on what the money that they're spending on programs. It's like, wait a minute, how the hell is that going to help? I just facepalm. I felt like, I can't believe this crap. This is ridiculous. So let's get to the article. And it expounds upon what she was talking about. All right, here we go. U.S.A.I.D. staffers were told to stay out of D.C. headquarters after Musk and Trump agreed to shut it down. It's just a ball of worms.
Damn!
So let's get started. U.S.A.I.D. workers, that's how you say it sometimes. It can make it easier to say, but it's actually U.S.A.I.D. But anyway, U.S.A.I.D. workers received an email Monday telling them to stay out of the agency's headquarters.
Do not come. Do not come.
As Elon Musk and the White House move to shut it down and reorganize it under the State Department, staffers with the U.S. agency, this is what it means, U.S. Agency of International Development, were ordered at the direction of the agency leadership to work remotely, except for personnel with essential on-site building maintenance functions individually contracted by senior leadership, according to the agency-wide email reviewed by the Post. And going further, the email appeared to have been drafted by a Gavin Klinger, an engineer at the Musk Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, which has been charged with trimming federal spending from the agency's roughly $40 billion budget, as well as other executive branch departments. The U.S. is the largest funder of foreign aid internationally, including through U.S.A.I.D, and Republicans have routinely slammed the agency's work, particularly having been wasteful of taxpayers' money and unnecessarily promoting left-wing agendas abroad. As we saw in the video, there were several of those agendas that's being pushed for. Last month, the House Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Brian Mast called out several controversial DEI expenditures, which ended up being halted by the 90-day foreign funding pause imposed by Trump when he took office. For example, Mast faulted the Biden administration for approving a 1.5 million in U.S. funding for employment entrepreneurial opportunities to a Serbian pro-LGBT group of, I can't spell that word, I can't say that word, which translate to group come out.
If you would allow me to, Frosty, I found a list.
Oh, you did? Awesome.
Here is the list of U.S.A.I.D expenses.
I was with the
50
first line.
million to fund condoms in Gaza.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
I said to you again, 50 million to fund the condoms in Gaza. What you just mentioned in a much more succinct way. 1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces.
Huh?
Serbia. I say again, Serbia. Why don't y'all look up Serbia's laws about the alphabet mob and how they feel about the alphabet mob and all those alphabets? Look that up and tell me if 1.5 million is going to change a culture that's been in place for generations.
And they are so dumb.
70,000 for the production of a DEI musical in Ireland.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Doesn't Ireland have its own money?
Well, do you?
47,000 on a transgender opera in Colombia.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we just saw that. It's called Emilia Perez.
Hello, very nice to meet you. I'd like to know about sex change operation.
I see. Men to woman, or woman to men.
Man to woman.
From penis to vagina.
32,000 for a transgender comic in Peru.
You serious?
37 million to the World Health Organization. You know, the World Health Organization that said essentially COVID didn't come from China. It's all your imagination.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Yeah, right.
It was a lab leak.
16 million in funding for the institutional contractors in gender development offices. Are you kidding me? 4 million of funding for the Center for Climate Positive Development.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Okay.
But Trump is the bad guy.
Right.
12 million in support services for the Bureau of Resilience, Environment, and Food Security.
What the hell is that?
This is just a bull.
6 million in non-emergency funds for redundant administrative supports for the Center of Excellence. What in the blue is the Center of Excellence?
Award for outstanding achievement in
The field of
excellence.
I don't know.
And look, they said you're funding redundant administrative support. which means you're funding administrators that aren't even needed. They're telling you it's redundant.
This is okay.
$3
Finish it.
million in non-emergency funding to provide evaluation services for planning and learning. That's just word salad.
And it don't matter. None of this matters.
I'll say it again and see if y'all can explain what this is. $3 million in non-emergency funding to provide evaluation services for planning and learning programs. So I'm going to evaluate the plan that teaches the plan. What the?
Oh, you better not say that. You'll go to hell.
$600,000 to fund technical assistance for family planning in Latin America. That's Latin America's problem, not America's. Okay. Now I say all that to say this. Do you
My head hurts.
understand? Do you understand why Doge exists?
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
Why
Yes.
DOGE exists, people. Do you understand now? Understand. Let me scroll up just for a second to give y'all one of the reasons that Trump was unliked. Remember, what's going on here is what Trump wanted to do in the first place. Donald Trump came in with the statement, I am going to drain the swamp.
It is time to drain the swamp in Washington, D.C.
And
This
y'all
is part of the
want to know
swamp.
this part of the swamp. And you want to know why he had people of his own party turning against him is because of
Yeah.
this. Let me go here real fast. Taxpayer funding the U.S.A.I.D. doubled from the beginning of Trump's first term in 2017 to the end of President Biden's term, rising from $20 billion in 2017 to $42.4 billion in 2023.
Damn!
Trump knew this existed. He wanted it gone. But because he's a disruptor, they could not allow that. That's why he hired Elon Musk, a man who, when he took over the company of Twitter, got rid of 75+% of the staff, and Twitter never missed a beat because of apparently there's $6 million in emergency funding for redundant administration. Elon found a way to save $6 million.
And it's gone.
Using that as a loose example.
And you know what I saw when they were talking about this? They're like, "Oh well, that's nothing." You know, with our the funded liabilities and all this stuff, it's like our like. Wait a minute, I'm like, hold up. They're excusing the waste. All of it should be a big deal. I don't care if it's millions, it's thousands. They're spending taxpayers' money on BS. And I guarantee you, a lot of this stuff is just a tagline. It's just a note somewhere, and that money didn't go to what it actually said they're supposed to go to.
Hell no.
Exactly.
I know it didn't. Like who? Okay, like that. Okay, what the hell are we going to give $32,000 for a transgender comic? What is that? What is that?
It
Well,
is. To me,
who
it's
signs
legal money
off?
laundering. It's
That's
legal money laundering.
Let the laundering begin.
That's what it sounds like to me. And there's people who speculated this for years that they were money laundering through, like, say, this program to other countries, and then therefore they're basically sending the money right back.
Yep. Well,
And
they're sending a portion of the money back.
portion of the money back. Okay.
But proceed, baby boy. Proceed.
All right, let's get a little bit more into this article. We're just basically touching on what you found. Man, that's so crazy.
Yeah, reading those numbers. The condoms to Gaza, I checked out. I'm through.
That's why I started laughing. I'm like, 50 million? Are you serious? We're spending 50 million to some condoms for them? Like, why are we? I think that's a pure BS maneuver right there. 50 million going to somebody's pocket. That's all. That's all I see it is.
How do you get funding for something like this? You don't actually think they spend $20,000 on a hammer, $30,000 on a toilet seat, do you?
The article did say later, a little later on. Let me be fair with it a little bit here, because it did say this in rebuttal of that.
What's that?
State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce posted on X, giving examples how the pausing foreign assistance has allowed the State Department to prevent unjustified and non-emergency spending. As of right now, only a few of these expenses have been debunked. According to the Trump administration, they stopped $50 million from being sent to fund condoms in Gaza. In actuality, the U.S.A.I.D. sent $102 million to the International Medical Corps to provide Gaza with medical services, according to the Associated Press.
Mm-hmm.
International Medical Corps wrote in a press release that it has received $68 million plus from U.S.A.I.D. to support its
Mm-hmm.
operations in Gaza since October 7th, 2023, which is still far too much money.
Oh, we're helping. Oh, wait a minute. It ended up in the wrong hands.
Exactly.
Whoopsie.
You're funding, and that's why they're gonna cut that crap off, because essentially you're sending 50 million. I guarantee you don't take 50 million for 68 million for medical services.
Yeah, and I heard Bill Gates was complaining about that. Oh, if we stop some of this aid, well, he didn't say some of this aid. He said, "We stop this aid. There's so many people going to suffer." It's like, wait a minute,
Dear Mr. Gates, you can get some of your friends together, and y'all can
exactly.
literally fund this yourself.
I was like, hey, aren't you a multi-billionaire? Don't you have a lot going on? Don't you have?
If you would like to hear the rest of that, feel free to join us on our Rumble channel, still under Free Mind Thinkers. There you will find the full and unedited version of this video. Remember, until next time, to stand up, stand out, and think differently. Holla.